There's some serious shady business going on with this Nissan Murano, some serious scam type things going on. We're going to dive into that today and show you what it is. Let's find out. Let's get started. So this is a 2017 Nissan Murano with roughly 140,000 miles on it. It's starting to suffer some serious shuttering problems. You guys know in the past I've told you guys to stay away from the Nissans with the CVT transmissions, and we're going to find out some serious information about this. And the story is crazy. It's really weird. But before we dive in, let's take a look around this copper-colored Murano. Here's the front of this Murano, and it looks happy, Mrs. Wizard.
Yeah, but unfortunately it's not happy underneath.
It's not. This is kind of a copper color. What would you call it, Mrs. Wizard?
I'd go with copper. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah. On the exterior, it shows well. It looks to be in good shape. The customer just bought it not too long ago. The car's actually been here before. We just didn't film it yet, but we are now. It is the SL all-wheel drive model, and as you can see on this side, it is equally just as nice. I've always liked the challenge. It really makes my day when I can get a car with some serious issues, figure out what's wrong, and then know how to fix it. Unfortunately, not all problems are that easy. There are days I feel like I'm running in circles. We solve one issue just to uncover 3 more. It's no wonder I don't have any hair left. The stress of running a shop can really get to you. Knowing how to handle those bad days is hard. I have a great team. We work together to help each other out when stress of the jobs gets too much, but I've known lots of guys that don't have that kind of support and have found help talking to a therapist. I've seen how having someone there to listen to their problems and offer them advice, how to manage their situation, makes their outlook on life so much better. If you want help getting your life back on track, I'd like to suggest my trusted sponsor, BetterHelp. They've helped over 6 million people just like you and me. It's so easy to get started. Fill out a simple questionnaire, and they'll match you with a therapist in as little as a couple of days. Just think, you could be days away from feeling better. To help you get started, just click on the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/carwizard to get 10% off your first month of therapy. Life's too short to just suffer through it. Start living it to its fullest with the help of BetterHelp. Now back to this Murano. So this 3.5 engine that's under the hood, actually they're pretty good engines. I like the Nissan 3.5s. There's a lot of power. A lot of people make fun of like VQ noises. I don't know if this is the VQ still, but they are very reliable. The thing is, the transmissions, starting in 04, I think, Nissan went to these Jatco CVT transmissions, and even here in 2017, we're still having CVT problems. The story that's really crazy is not so much even about the car, but about the situation the customer's been through. But if you take a look under the hood here, there's not a lot of room to work on anything. You really can't fit your hand anywhere edgewise. It would not be fun to do valve cover gaskets or a big teardown on this. They really didn't give much room. Luckily, the engine's pretty good. It just has transmission issues. So let's let Mrs. Wizard show you guys around the interior of a Murano and see what it's like.
So there you have it, 141,893 miles, and I'm liking the gauge cluster, and I think you're going to be rather impressed with this interior today. It is actually very nice and more luxurious than I would think. I mean, considering we still have our 2015 Nissan Juke that we use for our all-around, go shop runner and snow car, but this one's looking nice. Look at the leather wraps. We've got some nice steel accents. Got some nice piano black around our infotainment screen. We've got dual climate control. Looking good so far. Got a push button start tucked in behind there. Got nice creature comforts of our heated seats. Liking this brushed steel around our gear selector. As we get to our armrest, it almost looks like it could be a butterfly design where it opens up on each half, but it doesn't. It just has segregated, kind of draw the line. If you were like me and as a kid in the back seat of your car with your parents on a road trip, you drew that line in the center and told your sister not to cross it. It's kind of like that. But as we lift up, they have napkins, and that is it. And I like that it has a nice upper tray and then a lower spot below for some paperwork. But again, one unit. Seats, looking good. Got a little bit of bolster on the side. Got a nice headrest, but again, nice and dark brown to match the copper color on the outside. Got more of that steel wrapping around on our door card and more leather on the armrest. As we get to the back seat, we got more of our leather-esque seats going on. We've got a nice cup holder in that armrest for that third person who gets to sit on the hump. But again, looking good. Got a nice panoramic moonroof in 2 sections. And here we are back at the steering wheel and got lots of buttons like we're used to seeing. But again, looking really good. No wear, no real tear going on in here. So again, the problem we're having here is not inside the car, not under the hood. It is underneath. Let's get this up in the air and see what this transmission looks like.
So the first time this came in, it was having some serious juddering going on with the transmission. You could feel it. It's just slipping, and it was really, really bad. We drained the fluid last time, and it was burnt. It was black, like it smelled like a forest fire. It was so burned. The customer had some issues. They wanted to take it back and get it fixed, and they tried different things. We actually have a TSB. I'll show you here in a minute. But let's get this thing on the lift. They took it back to the person they bought it from, not the Nissan dealership, but the dealership they bought it from. They claim they put a new transmission in it. Let's find out if they really did. The customer's thinking they did not. So when this car first came here, we didn't film it because it was in and out of here. We knew right away there's a TSB. They need to take it to the dealer and see if there's maybe some reprogramming or maybe there's some goodwill gesture or something they can do. They need to explore all their options before they dive in and dump a bunch of money into this thing. I always really recommend to exhaust all the possibilities of maybe getting it for half the cost or even maybe even free before you just say, do the job. So the selling dealer, not the Nissan dealer, the selling dealer, a used car dealer here in the Wichita area, sold them this car. They claim that they put tie rod ends, O2 sensors, and a new transmission in. Let's see what they did or didn't do. We'll check for leaks while we're here. I don't see anything leaking from the radiator. I don't see anything at all leaking from the engine area. Check our brakes. 50%. Struts are not blown. Sway bar links are not bad. CV boots are good. Nothing loose. Go to this side. 50% on the brakes. I do see some new tie rod ends. They did put those on. Now here's our engine and transmission. And as we look at it, we can tell with the dirt, here's some dirt here. This is not a new transmission. Like I mentioned when it was at our shop first, we did drain some fluid and it was black like midnight. It would smell like a forest fire. This time around, we drained some fluid, and let me show you what that looked like. Brand new green CVT fluid. It wasn't that way a couple of months ago. It is now. So that doesn't hurt anything, but it also didn't help anything. We'll talk more about it here in a minute. Guys, this is a lot of information I'm giving you. I'm going to pull it all together here as we get the vehicle on the ground. Right now, we're just taking a peek and looking around. So we know the transmission's not been replaced, but it has had a fluid service on it. We do see the tie rod ends have been replaced. Let's check those O2 sensors. So we see that O2 sensor is rusty, it's old, it's been there since probably new. We can see the other O2 sensor, again, not been replaced. It's the old crusty one from when it was new. So there are multiple O2 sensors on here. Some of them you can't really see with the camera. We've checked all 4 of them. They're all the old ones that were here when this car was new. They've not been replaced at all. So the transmission's not been replaced. They said it was. They just serviced it. The tie rod ends have been replaced. The O2 sensors they say were replaced have not been replaced. So let's continue on with our inspection though. This is an all-wheel drive and nothing loose on the U-joints there. Here's our carrier bearing, it's all intact. As we move back to the back, here's our differential. Nothing leaking from there. And we have our tiny little CV boots. Look how tiny, Mrs. Wizard.
They are awfully spindly.
Here's our sway bar links, they're good. And then our shock is not blown. Nothing loose there. The brakes are about 50% remaining as well. 50% remaining on those brakes. CV boots are good. Sway bar link is good. Nothing loose in the rear end, nothing leaking back here. And on the exhaust we have single into dual. So it looks like it has dual exhaust. It really is single. It's just for looks. I do like that they have the charcoal canister here. I don't have to pull apart the whole front bumper or rip half the car apart. It's just right here, very easy to get to. So let's check the date codes on those tires. So these are some Goodyear Reliance, and they are 30th week of 2022, so they're still good tires. Let's get this thing on the ground. So let me kind of re-clarify what's going on here with this car. The customer bought a very small dealership in the Wichita area. They started having issues with the transmission juddering, and it had a check engine light on, running lean, all kinds of different codes. And I'm going to grab the TSB, what originally I told them to get taken care of. Let me show you what it says. So last time it was here, it had codes P17F1, judder. But this is a Nissan dealer technical service bulletin. It tells you what to do if you have this code and the transmission is slipping. So here's our code. We followed the flow chart. It basically needs either a new valve body or reprogram the TCM, transmission control module. Also, it had check engine light for running lean, which we found another TSB also needs some reprogramming at the dealership. It doesn't need O2 sensors, it just needs some recalibration. We told the customer this information, take it to the Nissan dealer, see what they can do for you. Maybe they can just do some reprogramming and you'll be back on the road. If there's something seriously wrong with the transmission, maybe they can work something out with you. Please try to exhaust all the other methods before we just dive in and throw a new transmission in here. The customer called the selling dealer, which is not the Nissan dealer, just the little car lot they bought it from. And they said, no, don't take it to the Nissan dealer. Bring it to us. We'll take care of it. They told him they put a new transmission in it and all these new parts. He said, I went driving it afterwards. It's doing all the same things still. You know why? Because they didn't put a new transmission in it. They absolutely lied to the customer. They did put tie rods in. That's it. Tie rod ends. They did a service on the transmission with new fluid, hoping that might fix it, and kicked them out the door. Get out. I really wish I would have been there to instruct the customer, no, don't take it to the selling dealer. Skip them, jump over them, and go to the Nissan dealer and let them handle it. They may be able to work a deal with you. Now the selling dealer has tampered with it. I don't know if the Nissan dealer is going to be able to help them or not. We'll have to see. They're going to have to take it back. But we're still going to tell the customer now, go to the Nissan, not the selling dealer, the Nissan dealer, and see if they can do anything for you. If they can't, there's no options. They've exhausted all the possible possibilities. Then we can look into replacing the transmission or anything like that. But this customer's been getting the runaround constantly. We haven't even got to work on this car yet. They've tried to resolve it in other methods. Maybe it would be free or less charge, and it's still arrived at the same problem. If you go drive it right now, the transmission, it just jerks all over the place. If the transmission is cooked, the steel belt or the pulleys or things are damaged inside of it, a fluid service is not going to solve that. And it's proof it didn't. Fluid services are used when you're doing normal scheduled maintenance. At this so many miles, do a transmission fluid service. When you've skipped all that and you let your transmission get cooked and it's ruined, a transmission fluid service never gets you out of trouble. It never fixes anything. So let's cross our fingers and do a filter fluid change. Maybe we'll come out of this. No, you won't. It hardly ever does. Once the fluid is black and it smells like a forest fire, like I mentioned earlier, dude, it's cooked in there. You're done. I feel sad for the customer because they're trying to do all the right steps to try to get this solved. They just bought this car. They want to really enjoy the car. Unfortunately, the selling dealer may have made this problem a lot worse by tampering and fooling with it. I don't know if the Nissan dealer is going to be able to help them or not, but we're going to send them back to the Nissan dealer. Hopefully there's some just simple reprogramming. Like the TSB says, they can reprogram some things into the computer and recalibrate it. Maybe it'll be fixed. I hope so. I really hope so for this customer, because the alternative is multiple thousands of dollars for repairing this vehicle. It seems like at factory dealers, the factory dealerships, that quality is kind of taken a hit. A lot of people don't trust the dealers anymore doing the work. And I kind of get that. I've seen some dealer work come in here that we've had to redo, and it's kind of shoddy. But here's the thing. When it comes to programming, especially updates or TSBs or fixes, unless you have all the programming tools and all the data and all that stuff, you pretty much have to go to the dealer to get it programmed. Now, I know people have mentioned you can get a pass-through interface and this, and you can program it yourself. I don't want to mess with that. The reason why is because here at Omega, we don't focus on 5 or 6 brands. We work on 100 brands. Everything you could think of. Aston Martins, Jaguars, Nissans, Ferraris, Chevys. I don't want to mess with all that. I don't have time. So they take it to the dealer, get a program, solved. So in this situation, they should have gone to the factory Nissan dealer because the selling little bitty car lot here in Wichita is not going to be able to program the TCM or the ECM. That's what this thing probably needs. I hope that's all it needs. So if you're in this situation, you just bought a car and it's having some issues and it's been proven with the paperwork I just showed you that it needs to go to a dealer for programming or possible, who knows what, rewiring or reprogramming, don't let the little car lot or the private owner that you just bought from try to solve it out from under you, because they're going to probably do something shady and kick you out the door. And hope you go away and don't come back. So if you have a Nissan, 2012, 2010, 2015, 2006, I don't care what year it is, and it has the CVT transmission, you should be doing fluid service on the CVT every 50,000 miles.
Every 50,000 miles.
I don't care what your manual says. I don't care what the dealer says. That's the secret to longevity on these transmissions, is fluid services. You can't wait to 150 and say, okay, maybe I should go ahead and do the service after it's already burned up. A CVT that's 100,000 miles, 150,000 miles, and it's never had a service, we're not going to do it. Because you just saw here, they did a service. It didn't solve anything. In fact, it made it a little worse. Danielson did the road test and he was driving and he was like, man, this is even worse than it was the first time it came in. My goodness. If you're curious what kind of tools we're not going to use to work on this, but we do on every other car in the shop, check our Amazon affiliate link in the description below. The tools we use every day, tried and true here in the shop, are for sale there. And if you purchase anything, we get a small cut and really appreciate it. And before you go, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can keep up with all the new videos coming. We have a full schedule of the next 3 weeks full of cars, which means more videos for you guys. Thanks for watching.